All right, welcome to Monday, 4/20, April 20th. Today you're going to need a couple heavy objects, either dumbbells, two kettlebells, or two equally heavy objects that you can grab. You'll need a timer, and that's it. All right, let's get to a warm-up. For today's warm-up, it's pretty straightforward. We've got two rounds of 30 jumping jacks. That's these guys. Then you're gonna do 20 mountain climbers. For these, I'd like you to do 20 each side, so that's 40 total reps. Right, left is 1. Mountain climbers. After that, you're gonna do 10 up, downs, or squat thrusts. Those look like this. Arms straight and down, plank out, hop back in and up. 10 of those. After those 10 up downs, we're gonna do 5 upward to downward dogs with toe touches. So we'll start those in the upward dog or seal position. Chin to the ceiling, arms extended, and feet behind you, knees are on the ground. Then we're gonna come up into downward dog with both arms straight, legs are straight, trying to make that A with your body. Your head is loose. Heels ideally can touch the ground on these, but if you're not there yet in your range of motion, that's fine. And then you're gonna touch your right hand to your left foot and your left hand to your right foot, and that is going to be 1 rep. Then you go back into upward dog or the seal, and so on and so forth. Repeat. You're doing 5 of those guys, and then we're doing 2 rounds of this warm-up. So you go back to those 30 jumping jacks, 20 mountain climbers, 10 up downs, 5 more upward to downward dog with toe touches, and then you'll be warmed up. And you'll meet me right back here for strength. All right, some new movements today in strength. We've got archer push-ups, 4 sets of 6 to 10 each. This is going to depend on your skill level. I'll go over those push-ups. It is a supersetted with weighted lateral lunges, 4 sets of 6 to 8 each as well. You're resting 30 seconds between each of these movements, back and forth until you've done 4 of each. We have one more superset after that. That's going to involve double dumbbell rows, 4 sets of 15, then rest 30 seconds. And a contralateral plank for that second superset. You're going to do 4 sets of that, holding for 20 seconds, resting the rest of that minute, back up to the double dumbbell rows. All right, so let's go over those archer push-ups. Again, it's going to depend on your skill level. So go ahead and get down in that push-up position. Now with that archer push-up, it's kind of like you're drawing a bow, hence the name. So if you were to start on your left side, lean into that left side, out, in. Simulating a 1-arm push-up, but not quite, you know? But definitely focusing that energy, kind of one pec being dominant at a time. Again, this is going to depend on your skill level. If you're not there yet, you might even have a strict push-up, and these are hard. There's no shame in going to your knees on these. All right, so again, leaning to that left side, and do kind of drawing the bow. They're not the easiest. Now, if you don't have these in any shape or form, let's do some normal push-ups. You might want to increase the reps, depending. 6 to 10 I do think is a fair amount of reps either way for strict push-ups as well. Push more toward that 10 mark with strict push-up. And again, if you don't have a strict push-up, you can do them from your knees and from the bench. I don't have a bench right here, but I can use my rack. So even the back of the couch, if you're not there yet on that push-up, just push toward the back of that couch and back up. keeping the kind of plank in your body. All right, that was super long-winded, but archer push-ups. After the archer push-ups, you will rest for 30 seconds and do a weighted lateral lunge. Again, let's see where you're at with that lunge. Those lateral lunges have a nice wide stance, leaning over that leg that is in use, that dominant leg. This toe can be up. Midline is stable. And then back to the other side, alternating. Now, if you're comfortable doing that and you want to add a little bit of weight to it, I would recommend something in the racked position. I'm going to show you goblet. So again, wide stance. Toes will be kind of pointing out a little more than normal. Down and up. And up. Lean that hips back. Show you two from the side. Hip and butt back, just like in a squat. And again, that opposite toe can come off the ground. All right, that's a weighted lateral lunge. You're doing 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps each side for that one. Rest 30 seconds, back to the archer push-ups. Once you finish that first superset and you get back to that last set of lateral lunges, you're gonna rest for 30 seconds and roll right into double dumbbell rows. So to go over the double dumbbell rows, it's basically the bent over row position with dumbbells. Bend down, grab your weights, keeping that midline stable and safe like a deadlift. Dumbbells in the suitcase position at your sides. You're going to bend those knees slightly, pretty much position 1-ish. Then you're going to hinge the back, keeping that midline nice and stable, and row. Elbows are in, back is nice and stable, you're hinged at the hips, your knees are slightly bent. Your head is neutral in the same line or plane as your back. Keep that head neutral. All right, that is the double dumbbell row. The rep scheme there is 4 sets of 15 reps, and then rest for 30 seconds before going into those contralateral planks. Now, contralateral plank is a little bit different than we've been doing. Body's nice and rigid in that plank position, just like a normal plank, but then you're gonna lift your opposite hand and opposite foot, and you're gonna hold it, stay balanced for 20 seconds. So this glute is engaged, and you're staying balanced for 20 solid seconds. And then you will rest the rest of the minute. And again, you're doing one side at a time there, so you'll do each side twice. 2 20-second holds for this superset. Yeah, so after that contralateral plank, you'll go back to the banded pull-aparts until you've done 4 sets of each movement. Again though, on that plank, you'll do 2 sets per side on that one for the 20-second holds. And then you'll be done with strength. So press pause and meet me back here for conditioning. Have fun with it. Today's conditioning is an AMRAP, as many repetitions as possible in 12 minutes. You're starting with 4 single arm, dumbbell, kettlebell, or heavy object hang power cleans. After those cleans, you're gonna go do 4 burpees. More burpees, 4 burpees. And then you're gonna jump back and increase by 2 reps each movement. So the next round will be 6 single arm, dumbbell, or kettlebell hang power cleans, and then 6 burpees. And the round after that will be 8 of each, and so on. Now this time with those single arm dumbbell hang power cleans, it is total reps. So As I'll show you here, those hang power cleans, you can hands down, shins are vertical, down to position 2, dumbbells by your knee there, and you shrug it up. And then I would switch sides, 1, 2. So each arm in essence counts as a rep this time. So you do two on each arm for those 4 in the first round. If that makes sense to you. All right, so each arm, these are total reps for the single arm kettlebell hang power clean. If you're using a kettlebell, same motion really. Neutral by the knee. You're in position 2 basically, shins are vertical, and you're gonna shrug it up. That's with the kettlebell. All right, after that you've got burpees, your best friend, burpees. Down to the ground, chest touches, hop up, clap. Again, to the ground, hop up, clap. Now if you're scaling these, if you're skipping the push-up part, you want to do squat thrusts, because that's where you're at in your skill level, no problem. Down to the arms, straight arms, plank it out, up, boom. Squat thrusts or up downs instead of burpees is an option. Again, increasing by 2 reps each movement, each round. Okay, press pause, have fun with that. I'll see you back here for a cool down. All right, welcome back for a very necessary cool down. You always have the option to do the shutdown challenge before you do this cool down. It's in the description below. Today's cool down involves the lizard pose. You're gonna do 30 seconds each side on that one. You can do that dynamic or static. And then the world's greatest stretch. With the world's greatest stretch, we're gonna rest 30 seconds in each pose. I'm gonna show you that now. So start with the world's greatest stretch, get in that plank position. Then bring your right foot on the outside of that right hand. You're gonna leave that left hand planted. You're gonna lift that right hand up and try to bring that right elbow to the ground. That is a very strong word, try. Not everybody should be able to, so don't worry about it if you can't, but the point is you're stretching this area right here. Your hamstring, your groin area is opening up. So we're gonna hold this position for about 30 seconds. So from this position, you're gonna go into a pigeon pose. So you can leave that left arm planked and just bring that leg under. Right leg under. Lower yourself onto your elbows if you can. If you can bring your head down, great. But you're gonna hang into this pigeon pose for 30 seconds. You can kind of rock back and forth, take deep breaths, try to stretch lower each time, but hold that position for about 30 seconds. After the pigeon, come on up into a straight leg, hamstring stretch, bring that toe up. If you can reach that toe, pull it toward you, and you're stretching this, holding this position for about 30 seconds. If you want to do a more dynamic release and stretch for that 30 seconds, you can. And then lastly, keeping that foot forward, you're gonna work into a hip flexor stretch. Bring those hands overhead, push them toward the ceiling and lower, feeling that stretch in the hip flexor. I'll switch sides for you just so you can see. Again, hands toward the ceiling, lower the leg, arch the back, feeling that stretch here. And hold for about 30 seconds for that pose, and then do the opposite side. Again, holding 30 seconds for each of those poses of the world's greatest stretch. All right, for that lizard pose, you're gonna get down on the ground. You're gonna have your right leg is forward, left hand on the ground. You're gonna grab that left foot with your right hand. And then you're gonna kind of ease forward, stretching that hip flexor area and that quad attachment, and just kind of leaning forward into that. Now you can gradually hold and breathe, and every time you exhale, try to stretch a little further for 30 solid seconds. Or you, again, can go dynamic with that and release the tension, go back in. Trying to get a deeper stretch, though, each time on that hip flexor front area. I'll do it with the opposite leg. You might get a better view. So again, grabbing your right foot with your left hand and just bringing that left foot forward so that you can kind of lean in and stretch that hip flexor area. Really good quad stretch here too. And if you can, bring that chest up high. And again, you can either do that static, trying to stretch a little deeper each breath, or releasing and dynamically going deeper. So that is the lizard pose. That's your cool down for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for joining Mitten Fitness, CrossFit Dexter, for these quarantine, stay home, get ripped workouts. All right, congratulations. You have graduated into a new shutdown challenge. The last one was challenging, to say the least, especially at the very end with all those reps that have accumulated. Nobody expected to be closed this long, but thanks for challenging yourselves and sticking with it. We've got a new challenge for you starting today, Saturday, April 18th. All right, so the new challenge has accumulating 1 full minute of elbow planking. Also, after that, accumulating 1 full minute of hollow holds. After that, you're gonna do 48 push-ups, more push-ups, but think how ready you'll be for Murph. And then after the 48 push-ups, you're gonna do 10 light, emphasize light goblet squats, okay? So this is going to increase daily by 5 seconds on the holds for the plank and the hollow hold, by 1 push-up, and by 2 light goblet squats each day that we continue to be closed due to this virus that's out there. All right, so let's show you the movements. Elbow plank, you probably know, but I'm going to show you. Down on those elbows, on the balls of those toes, your core is engaged. You're pressing down, pressing into that ground with your elbows and your feet, your toes. Really pressing down, really squeezing the abs, squeezing pretty much every possible muscle you can during this hold to get the most out of it. All right, that is your elbow plank. Hollow hold. Make that bowl with your body. Leg raise, arms up and out. Make sure your shoulders are off the ground. Basically only touching the ground from the center of your back to your tailbone, and holding. Engage that core. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push-ups. Push-ups you know. Push-ups you love. And start in that full plank position. Down, chest to the ground. Elbows are in, either 45 degrees or tighter, and up. Push-up. Now if you don't have the full strict push-up, no problem. Go to your knees, down, up, down, up, and if you need to scale that even further, find that coffee table, bench, chair, side of your rig, and do your push-ups into that object. All right, then last but not least, goblet squats. This is not necessarily light, but it is a kettlebell in the goblet position. Elbows are in, nice and racked. Your goblet is hugging your chest. Squat stance for these, and you're gonna start with that butt back. So push the butt and hips back, down, parallel or below, and back up. Have a blast with this shutdown challenge. It doesn't matter when during the day you do this. It is meant to be as well as your normal workout for the day. You can do it throughout the day, piece it up, do it throughout the day. You can do it before you go to bed. You can do it as soon as you wake up. It's your workout, it's your challenge. Just have fun with it. Thanks, guys. Hey folks, really appreciate you tuning in. Please do us a favor, press that like button, subscribe, find us on Facebook, find us on Instagram, like us, follow us. Stay healthy.